Let's get this thing going.
Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 222. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else the gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Chad Wallace from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for broadcasts for shooters, hunters, and all things firearms related. In this show, we will be discussing the Ruger Hawkeye and an optic to go on top of it. And tonight, I think we have Tony, Rob, and of course myself. So what did you guys do in guns?
I'll go first. I didn't do nothing. I was stuck working last weekend. So, the only thing I got to do is I got to do some dry firing with that Mantis X. And that is actually a pretty cool little device.
Well,
I want to get a couple hundred rounds through it and also do some live fire with it and drop it on my rifles and see how it works on a rifle and see if I can get it, get some more practice time with it. But yeah, I'll probably do a review on that thing because that is a really fun toy. I'm sorry to say it is a very highly evolved training device.
Oh, nicely put. Well, see, I can go.
There's some Barbara Streisand action going on right there.
I can go second because, I didn't even play with a Mantis X. All I did was nothing. So, it was Easter.
How's that different than any other time, Chad?
No, once in a while. Last week I went and shot some steel or something, but you were too asleep to know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're going to go there, huh? You're going to go there? You're going to go there? Nah, I don't think so.
So what'd you do, Tony?
Well, I took the high point carbine that I'm trying to set up as the sub $400 home defense gun. Really, if you do the numbers, it comes out to like $350 or less. I have the diversity shoot coming up Thursday, and I wanted to actually get the red dot zeroed. We have new people come out and shoot that have never shot before, and my guys are really great that volunteer to teach people how to shoot. Getting new shooters to line up front sight, rear sight, and aim at the target. I figured I'd pick up this red dot and just make it easier. Put the dot on the target and squeeze the trigger. And then I was like, hey, that would be a pretty cool home defense firearm for someone who doesn't, know all the bells and whistles of a gun. So that's how I set it up. I put a flashlight on from Streamlight. I put the, red dot on, and I zeroed it at 15 yards. It's funny because, it's like, yeah, let me get this done. Because it did it on Easter Sunday. And I'm like, let me get this done and get the heck home back to my family. So a box of ammo later, I was like, I better go because my wife's going to be mad. But yeah, it zeroed for the event. It was a lot of fun. And I took some pictures and I posted them up. And of course, you got the usual guys. It's a high point. I'd rather have a knife in a gunfight than have a high point. And, just really tactical hyperbole.
I'll take the high point.
Yeah, well, whatever, dude. I'm like, I don't care. High Point doesn't care what you say either. Actually, no one does, but thanks for participating.
I don't know. You're the only person I know that's ever been able to successfully break a high point, so maybe they might have a point.
You need to learn. You need to hang out with more Marines. We can break almost anything.
True.
Usually I try to troll Tony's post when he posts the high point, but he knows it's me, so it's no fun.
Oh, I don't even care, man. I'm like, High Point donated this. I'm ahead of you no matter what.
Yeah, I
got it free. Yeah, and the only thing I have to do is let everybody who ever wants to shoot it.
Okay, Tony, I want to shoot it.
I don't care. Come on now. Come to the diversity shoot.
No, you're supposed to send it to me.
Yeah, okay. My thing is, it's not as loud or intimidating as some things. It's not the black rifle, and if someone's shooting it outside, again, not a loud report, not a whole bunch of switches, you know what I mean? Like AR, yeah. You have mag release, you have bolt release, you have the safety, you have the charging handle. Yeah, I mean, all of that for a new shooter might be intimidating. This thing is stick the magazine in, rack the handle, ready to go.
Yeah, true. I can completely understand that. And as long as it goes bang.
Yeah, I had to remove the sights. To make it work. no matter what James over at the Firearms blog said. No, I would have needed like a 1/2 inch riser to have it co-witness. And then it would just been a jumble of stuff. It would have been the red dot, the optic, front and rear sight. And that's just a lot of stuff packed in for a new shooter to try to see through.
Yeah. Yeah. In that case, it's probably better you took the sights off and just put the red dot on.
So that's what I did in guns.
Okay. Well, off to the announcements. Bandwidth sponsor is our buddies at Patriot Patch Co. New patches for pre-order. I didn't see anything. They do have a shirt for pre-order. Patch of the Month Club is still the April bunny with the tank shooting Easter eggs or whatever they are.
And everybody's holding an AK-47 pistol.
Yeah. So it's a, let's see, what's that other show? It's a Savage 1R bunny.
It's a purple bunny.
Don't they call him a communist or something?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Is it a 1911 derivative pistol?
Oh, no, that's what it is.
Pistol.
Yeah.
Every pistol's a 19.
So we got that. We also have the listener support program. You can go to firearmsradio.tv/pledge gun gear review podcast and pledge your support if you would like. If you're shopping Amazon, please use our affiliate link at firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. And if you want to donate to the 2A for E diversity shoot and are shopping on Black Bag Resources, you can use the code Simon Says Train, and everything in your cart will be donated to our buddy Tony and his diversity shoot.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, I love that guy.
I'm glad you do.
Yep. Let's see. What's this next thing here? Oh, it's the thing we're supposed to mute people on.
Oh, thank you. I love you too.
I'm not going to mute you this time.
Yeah, right. The views
Tony
and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. Viewer discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows when this podcast is read live, or this disclaimer is read live on the air. Since we have no main topic or product review tonight, Chad, take it away for the product spotlight of the Ruger Hawkeye long-range target rifle.
That was a great segue you did there, Rob.
I know. I'm getting good at this, ain't I?
Yeah, actually you are. Like Rob said,
it doesn't take much to make me happy. I can do a good segue. Now
well, at least somebody can, because I sure as heck can't.
You know the whole segue was ruined by this entire conversation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything we do is kind of ruined. I mean, I don't think anybody listens to us for the high quality or great production value.
They won't tonight.
No. They listen to Tony trash me about my love for long-range shooting.
We got 7 viewers right
my
now.
affiliation with midgets. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, which I no longer am affiliated with anymore. Because she left me.
Be good. We got 7 viewers right now.
Oh, my God. So what, Tony's got his family watching?
Oh, we dropped one.
Oh, God.
Okay, so like Rob said, we're on to the Ruger Hawkeye long-range target rifle. And it has an MSRP of $1,279, which really, for what you get, is not a bad deal. And what do you get? Well, you get a rifle that weighs a lot. What it is Ruger came out with this. It is a 300 Winchester Magnum. It uses, I guess the Magpul AI long action magazines. It has a barrel of 24 inches. It is threaded, so you put stuff on it of 5/8 24, so the standard 30 cal thread. It has an adjustable comb stock. Let's see. An adjustable trigger with a short take-up stage, so kind of a 2-stage, and then a light target thing. It is a non-rotating Mauser type controlled round feed action, which is nice if you like controlled round feed actions, which you should, in my opinion. Let's see, it uses 5R rifling. It says minimum bore and groove dimensions and minimum head space. So basically a match chamber and barrel. It comes with the 20 MOA pick rail on it.
Hey, Chad.
Yeah.
You're kind of robotic. Do you hear roboting, Rob?
I do.
Am I roboting?
Yeah,
to
you're
me,
on. Yeah, and you're all online too on YouTube. It sounds like you're a robot.
Hold on. Let me cut my video. Does that help?
No.
No, you're doing that fast speed again, like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
You guys love that.
I don't care. Go ahead.
You better take over then.
Yeah, but he's recording from his end, so it'll come out just fine. So it'll be okay.
All right.
Yeah, actually, that's true. I feel sorry for the people listening live, but on my end, it records fine.
All right. Fine. Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, we'll go ahead and run with it.
And all of you guys can try to laugh. Hopefully it'll clear up. I don't know what the deal is. We've been having trouble with our internet for like 2 weeks, and who knows. Where was I? Oh, I was on the 20 MOA pick rail. I guess it's secured with 4 number 8x40 screws. Because I care. It's got a 2-tone target stock with QT points and a lower end block rail. And Tony is just busting up laughing. Maybe I should go to YouTube and listen to myself.
Yeah, you should. You really should.
I can't help it. So we can either trash it and start over, or we can.
No, it's fine.
No, Matthew Jocko. Matthew said
it's got the 2-stage adjustable trigger with a short take-up, followed by crisp light target pull with no creeper travel. Non-rotating Mauser type bolt action, which you already said. Pre-positioned safety, easily accessible, allows a shooter to lock the bolt to the rear and unload the rifle with the target engaged or with the safety engaged. Ships with 1 AI style 5-round magazine, rugged one-piece stainless steel bolt.
Look, that's a great read, man. I'm glad you picked up a skill over the weekend.
Hey, I learned how to read down here, man. I'm Florida man.
Oh, Matthew said if your mic is USB powered, unplug it, beat yourself in the face with it, and plug it back in. Okay, I might have added beat yourself in the face with it.
Yes.
But he said that might be it, or kick your kids off the Wi-Fi.
Actually, I killed the Wi-Fi. So we're just using Ethernet. So
sounds like you swallowed the Wi-Fi.
You did.
Well, maybe I'll unplug the mic and plug it back in for you guys. Keep going.
Well, in the meantime, Tony, what do you think about this nice little rifle?
I think it's a heavy rifle. I think it's a huge rifle. It's a target rifle. It's not a hunting rifle. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, where the heck do you pick up like an 11 or 12 pound naked rifle at? Plus add an optic, add your bipod. You're not going anywhere with it. So obviously you're staying where you are. I'm figuring it's bench rest or something.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, I'm not going to use my Ruger precision rifle to go in the woods and hunt with it.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a big new thing. I'm surprised in 300 Win Mag is what they put it out in first. I figured it would be the new darling of the cartridge world, the 6.5 Creedmoor. But maybe that's Tony? Coming. Yeah,
they don't need to do that because they've already got the Ruger Precision at 6.5 Creed.
That's true too. But I do have to say about the M77, it's been around since 1968. I mean, it's a mature design. Mm-hmm. So you know it works. And if you're a Ruger guy, you're a Ruger guy, and you want to buy this. I was looking at the price of it, and what is it? The MSRP is like $1,200.
Yeah, $1,300 just about.
Yeah,
$1,279.
But I'm figuring a lot of that gets knocked off. You still have an M77, so you have something that's solid. Did they say it's cast the way it's made? Because, again, solid rifle. It's still a wood stock coated and whatever. It's free-floated, R5 rifling. I think what Ruger did with the Ruger Precision is I think Ruger did a couple of things. When Savage came out with the Savage Axis, Ruger came out with the Ruger American and just did a whole line of them, plus gave it a really good trigger. And that changed the way people did this entry-level rifles. Then Ruger did it again with precision rifles with the Ruger Precision Rifle. They just swept the legs from under them. And now they're doing it again with 300 Win Mag and more powerful reach well past 1,000 yards, like they say, shoot into another zip code type calibers. Ruger's changing the game. I mean, for somebody that had a bunch of stupid rules, like
Right.
Bill Ruger did.
Well,
The second he dropped dead, man, they kicked everything in overdrive.
And that's what I was going to say is as soon as he left and they got new management, they're like, yeah, we're going to do this stuff the right way.
Yeah, all that cool stuff
we're going to build crap people want to buy, not crap that the old man wants us to make.
And that was great because, I mean, what they did was just had their stock shoot through the roof. I think at one time they had a 400% increase in freaking stock prices. Oh, it was just insane.
I mean, dude, they make. Have you ever shot a Ruger Precision?
Yes, shot a Ruger Precision 6.5. Helped someone zero it.
Oh, is it nice?
Yeah, it's a fun rifle to shoot, especially for the cost. And I know that if we were somewhere other than a 200-yard range, I would probably had a lot more fun with it.
Oh my god! Mine with 308, I got a 3-inch scoop at 500 yards.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome.
Nice rifle.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine how much it'll cost to fire with 300 Win Mag. I mean,
let me tell you, what I'm seeing is this doesn't look like there's a whole lot of play in the length of pull, and that's because 300 Win Mag, you need a nice butt pad because that thing is going to smack you like a mule. That thing.
What else is? Yeah, you can adjust the cheek piece. You can adjust the spacers behind it. Again, free floated, and I'm pretty much thinking it has the MOA built in, 20 MOA built in for long distance shooting. So when people say you pay as much for your optic as you do for your rifle, pretty much you might want to pay a little more for your optic than you do for this rifle. I think you're probably getting a lot of bang for the buck.
Oh, this would be something. You see, you'd have to, for 300 Win Mag, you'd want to put a decent rifle on there. You wouldn't want to put a scope. You wouldn't want to put a crap scope on there. And the other thing, too, a lot of people skimp out on is, well, I'm going to get this cheap little set of $15 rings. Nah, get yourself a good set of rings. Get some good matched rings.
Doesn't it come with rings? Yeah.
No, these rifles usually don't. You usually have to buy your own rings.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I know
my Precision
the regular M77s come with rings.
Let's see. I go under the guys where if it doesn't say it comes with it, I assume it doesn't. And I know my Precision did not come with rings, and that's a lot of times I'll tell you it's because everybody's picky. They want, I want this scope with the match rings and yada 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 yada. Versus, okay, what rings are fine. Plus, you got some to do 30 millimeter tubes, and other people want the 1-inch tubes and this, that, and the other. I don't see where it comes with rings, so I'm going to assume, until proven otherwise, it doesn't.
Jimmy's being brutal out on YouTube. If you don't know who Jimmy Fisher is, that's Sean's little brother. Yeah, they have something in common. They're both jerks. Love them though.
Well, why don't you tell him to get his button in this thing, and he can talk and he can evaluate this rifle with us?
Nah.
Not a good idea. Okay.
Nah.
But I mean, if it's got the same trigger that's on the Ruger Precision, which it probably doesn't, that trigger on the Precision is nice and it's adjustable. I mean, this says it's a 2-stage with a nice take up and blah blah blah. And, I mean, I don't get the whole light, crisp target pull trigger blah blah blah. I don't care for that crap. Here's why you need a 2-stage adjustable trigger, and I stop right there. The rest of it I could care less about.
Breaks like a glass rod.
Oh, or a carrot. I love that. A carrot versus a piece of celery. How does celery break? I don't know.
Whatever, dude.
Well, yeah, I've heard that Tyson guy. I've got a lot of Geissele triggers, and I love his triggers to death. But yes, this breaks like a carrot. Really? Because every time I've broken a carrot, it just kind of like pops. It doesn't break.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, this looks really cool. If I wasn't on a debt consolidation mode right now, this would be tempting. This would be really tempting.
I don't know. It's not for me because it's not my thing. I mean, again, it's a heck of a thumping round and expensive. The Mauser type control feed, I see people make a big deal about this continually. I'm like, whatever.
Same. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
It ships with one 5-round magazine. Again, if you're getting in on the precision game, you're going to have multiple magazines anyway. You're going to be doing hand loading. You might even be single loading. Depends on how if you hand load the round.
Like I said, right now I don't have a loading press. That's something in the future I want to get. And when I usually shoot, it's maybe one round, look at it, wait a few minutes, let the barrel cool down, shoot another round. I'll be there for an hour and a half and maybe go through a dozen rounds. I don't get in a hurry up mode, right? The one thing I did is, does this have a forward location? I'm assuming it's got to have a forward location for either a swivel for a bipod, right? I'm guessing.
It has to. I don't know, just a quick scan. I didn't see anything, but I'm looking at the bipod attached in the video.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to have something we can attach to the bipod. So
looks like pick rail under the handle. You can.
Yeah, it might be one of those pick rails to slide out or something. It might be one of those where you screw it into the underneath of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks cool. Now, this is a rifle you could own in Jersey for the time being, right?
Yeah. I love these idiots and the legislators that go, well, 50 cal, we got to ban 50 cal. I'm like, you do understand. You can shoot a plane down with 50 cal. I'm like, you can shoot a plane down with 30 cal. So pretty much 308 and up can shoot down a plane. And whatever, dude. These guys are idiots. All right, we've done this to death. I'm sorry, but there's not much to say. It's a Ruger bolt-action rifle that's been made into a target gun. It's Ruger. It's an M77. Has a really great barrel on it. Good stock. Good trigger.
Is this what Marine Corps snipers use?
Hell no.
Okay.
Silly?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the military, dude. Do you think I know what the military? No.
Yeah, no. The United States military doesn't use anything Ruger makes. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
I should.
I don't. The only people I ever heard of using anything Ruger makes is the Israelis, and they use suppressed 1022s supposedly for crowd control. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, because if you heard of suppressed 1022, it's like.
Yeah, it's the bolt working. I have no idea how they do crowd control. Maybe they just shoot people between the eyes. I have no idea what that means.
We were talking about the pick rail on the bottom. There's actually, if you look in the video, they show the bottom of the stock, and there's actually a cutout where there's looks like I'm guessing an M-lock style rail on the bottom, where you can attach what you call it, Steve?
Pick rail?
iPod? Well, yeah, there's like a cutout. So I'm guessing your M-lock.
A grip stop?
No, you can just attach a bipod.
56 seconds down on the video on their website. It looks
I'm
like
joking, man. Calm down. I know.
I watched the bottom of the rail. Okay.
I watched their video. I tried to watch anything I could find on just the M77, and I stumbled across a 39-minute Nothing Fancy video while he was running the M77 tactically.
God.
Oh, it was funny because I was in a car and I was driving, so I couldn't jump out and run away. Yeah,
I would have been tempted to run the car up the road after that.
Dude, it was hilarious listening to this guy run a hunting bolt action in a tactical way. I'm like,
how do you tactically run a bolt action hunting rifle?
How about let's stop using the word tactical and just shoot the dang gun?
I agree. I haven't watched a Nothing Fancy video in like 6 years.
Oh, I love watching Nothing Fancy videos. It's like I just yell at the television. I mean, yell at the thing and go, "You're an idiot," and that's it. Hey, is Chad still there? Did he come in and duck out?
I'm still here, but I don't think you can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
I can hear you, Grandpa. How you doing, Grandpa? Hey, Tony, let's pretend we don't hear him.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. When is Chad coming back?
Well,
I don't know.
The other question is do I sound like a chipmunk still?
No, you don't sound like a chipmunk. You just sound like a doddering old man as usual. So we're hearing you 5x5.
Okay, so I sound like Tony.
Grandpa.
All right, let's get on to this scope because there's absolutely nothing to say about this Ruger rifle anymore.
Yeah, I think you guys killed the Ruger rifle. So, I won't even have to put anything to it. Well, next up, we have a Nikon introduce their new black series of scopes, which are labeled the FX 1000 series. Basically, you could put one of these on that Ruger rifle, probably fit nicely. It's kind of their.
It doesn't cost more than a rifle. You can't do that.
That's true. Okay, but what it is they have a new line of basically tactical scopes.
Oh God! Will you stop saying tactical? There's you have a tactical scope versus a regular scope.
I did that just for you guys.
Tony, seriously, what's the difference between a tactical scope and a regular scope?
Probably about $100.
Exactly.
Oh, I was getting like $300.
So let me try to explain these. It's their new flagship line. They come in sizes from 4 to 16 by 50 to 6 to 24 by 50. You can get them with either MRAD or MOA reticles, illuminated, non-illuminated. They are a first focal plane scope, which I think is new. Yeah, exactly. Yay. It says they come with the sunshade included. It has a 0 stop, which is cool. Nice. Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at one of these side focus parallax. It looks like on off. Yeah. Standard between. Standard. Yep. Let's see. Generous eye relief. Who knows? Lifetime repair replacement warranty.
They're copying Vortex.
I know. Well, it says excludes lost or stolen products and intentionally caused damage. Well, most people don't intentionally cause it. If you run it over with your car because you dropped it.
No, I didn't intentionally cause it. The rifle round just accidentally circled around and right back through the scope.
I was looking. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a 30 millimeter. I haven't found that yet.
Yeah,
because I was. Yeah, not a 34. But yeah. Basically, I saw these. I would really like to look through one and see if they're everything that they hopefully are. Because
Chad, if you click on the tech specs button, you'll see the weight, 24.5 ounces, and the tube diameter is 30 millimeters. Objective is 50.
Oh, yeah.
And that's on 6x24.
Yeah, and let's see. I got the 4 to 16 opens, and it's 23.8 ounces and 30 millimeter tube. And yeah, so even that 6 to 24, that's not super heavy for what it is. That's what, 1.5 pounds?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's lighter than that Vortex I tested out. It's almost 2 pounds. So, I don't know. I think Nikon stepped it up with this. Hopefully, it does them good. The MSRPs on them, which we didn't say, $650 basically to $800, depending on if you want illuminated, non-illuminated, and what range you want.
I would go illuminated just for low light hunting or shooting.
Oh yeah, I would also, and really, what are they? The illuminated's only what, $50 more than the non-illuminated.
It's illuminated.
Yeah.
What I like about it too is they've got the little click, the on-off between each number, so you don't have to circle all the way back to 0. You can just go 3 up, click, and just turn it right off. You know.
Yes, that is really nice. A lot of the higher class scopes have that nowadays. But yes, I am with you.
I would like to see exactly how the little detents feel on the scope. You know, where you go click, 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 click. How it feels. You know, is it smooth?
Right?
Is it clicky?
How is the range adjustment or the range?
The knobs.
Yes, how the knobs
elevation.
Well, also the zoom, the adjustment. Make sure it's, because some are pretty easy and some are super stiff that it's like, geez, I don't want to have to. You like got your whole hand on it trying to move it. So yeah, I'm with you there. How easy the 0 stop would be to adjust. Some are kind of weird, some aren't. Hopefully it doesn't use shims. It's just some set screw type deal.
Here's the thing, though. You mean for the 0 stop, right? You're talking 0 stop, right? Well, here's the thing. I was going to talk about that when I was on when you did your review, but
yeah,
how often do you really zero the rifle? I zero my rifle out once in the spring, and that's about it. Other than that, when I go to the range, I'm just reconfirming 0. and I'm not going to take it out and re-shim it every time I, do a click adjustment here or there, and plus I don't shim it all the way up. I leave it where I can go under by a click or two,
right. But
so, I mean, bottom line,
thing,
I'm not going to really mess with the clicks that much, I'm going to set it once, and unless it changes quite a bit, I'm not going to mess with it.
Well, you use your zero stop so that when you're shooting different ranges and you're dialing,
you just crank it all the way down, and boom, it'll stop at 0.
Right,
or
and then
around
you can adjust, or wherever you set it, and that's the big advantage, because no matter, you don't have to remember where it's at. You can just crank it real quick down back to your zero stop, so it's at 100 yards or
and that's
whatever.
For people who are too lazy to look at the elevation gradients on the crank bell on the crank for the wind or the elevation. Just like this one here, there's no like on the vortex scopes, it should have a little like gradients for 100 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards. I don't see that on this scope. That'd be my one big. Or no, this is the back end of the scope. I'd have to see the front end of the scope. I have to see the back end. Oh no, it does not have it. Looking on the back end, it does not have like a elevation. So it did 10 for like 100, 200, 300 yards. Oh,
it just has.
It's just a spinner.
Yeah, and that's how the vortex is too. I mean,
really? What? No, because mine's got did 100, 200, 300 detents on it, or something.
But that's your parallax adjustment, isn't it?
No, that's for the elevation. I can get the scope back if you want to see it.
Oh yeah, see the one I reviewed. It's just numbers, and like every full revolution is what 10 mils, because it was an infrared scope. Yeah. So
I'd like to play with it first and see exactly how tough it is, and how tough it is to rotate the eye or the focus on the.
Yeah, I've basically how tough it is to rotate everything. Mm-hmm. I'm not super keen on their reticle. I mean, it's a decent reticle, but it looks like it's a little busy. Like,
you're gonna hate me, but the Christmas tree reticle is on the Vortex you reviewed. I really like that reticle.
Yeah, I like that over this. This one just seems like the little half hash marks. Just, they're busy for me. Some people like it. If you like that style, this might be it. But it's personal preference. Like you said, I'd still like to see one. I doubt they'd send us one for review, because
hey, Nikon, I have a rifle I can drop this on. I'd be more than happy to test it out.
There you go. Maybe they're listening. Maybe they'll send us a thing. Haha.
Yeah, right. I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah, don't.
Nikon's one of 7 people that are listening.
No, it's dead.
I doubt it.
That would be hilarious if they were, but so
dude, I've got a 300 Win Mag. I've got a 300 Win Mag rifle that needs a scope on it.
Yeah, and when you get money, you're probably going to buy another one. A Ruger Hawkeye.
Or no, I'm actually thinking of Ruger Precision and 6.5 Creed.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like the bee's knees right there.
Yeah,
the bee's knees.
The bee's knees. I watch too many Geico's commercials.
Okay. So basically, there's a scope in here. Hopefully, it turns out good. I like the lesser Nikon products. I think are, they're right in their ballpark for what you're paying. So I'm assuming this is probably the same.
Problem is, I've really become a first focal plane snob.
Yes,
I really like first focal plane.
That's why I'm glad these are first focal plane, because I don't really care for second focal plane scopes either.
So first focal plane are the ones that stay the same size when you use the zoom? Oh, okay.
No,
first
they get
plane when you zoom it in, the reticle gets bigger.
Okay.
But
the thing about first focal plane is as the reticle gets bigger, the proportionality between the hash marks stays the same. Because actually, if you go to Nikon, they've got an app for Android, and I believe it's also for iPhone. You can download it, plug in their scopes, because I've got it for one of the scopes I use, and it will tell you, okay, at 100 yards, if you're zeroed, these hash marks mean, 150, 200, whatever. And as you crank it up, the zoom, you can actually see on the app how the gradient changes, how the elevation marks change for what they mean. Whereas on a first focal plane, those elevation marks are the same. They don't change.
Right. Like on these,
what they would mean.
one hash mark is 1 milradian, or that's what it's going to be no matter what power you have the scope set at.
Right.
So 6, 8, 24, it doesn't matter. It's even. Yep. Well,
and like if you're trying to like measure people, I mean, I've never really got too much into that, but if you're doing first focal plane, it's going to be the same. If you're doing anything, if you're doing a second focal plane, depending on the zoom, depends on what you have to factor that in your calculations, I believe.
Right.
So,
and with second focal planes, you typically their max magnification is where they are set to, like, 1
and
millirad.
dear God, I hope Brian Kleckner's not listening to us, so he'd be like, "You guys are stupid. You don't know what you're talking about."
Well, when he wants to come on and teach us all about this, we might let him.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I would love to get my hands on one of these and try it out, see how the D10s feel, see how everything looks, see what the glass looks like, because I don't know what the glass looks like on this. And the thing is, when you're in a gun shop, you really can't see what the glass looks like.
No, actually, the thing is like, that's one nice thing about some of the bigger Cabela's Bass Pro shops. I don't know what you guys have, but but at least when you pick up a scope, you can at least look a couple hundred yards through it, because the stores are big enough.
Oh yeah.
But
there was a store I had back when I lived in North Carolina, and they let you take the scopes out front and put them on like just mock-up box. And I said, with the way things are nowadays, I don't think you could get away with that.
No, but that's cool. That's I mean,
because it's nice because you can actually zero in. You can stay at the front door and like sight in on the gas station, which was 450 yards. And then so to that sign right there, we laser range find it is 300 yards. To that's 450 and 500, etc. So I mean that made it really nice because you can see exactly the quality of the glass.
Right, exactly. I completely understand. Yeah, years and years ago, we had a small gun shop that they were across the street was just a field, and it had like a telephone pole here and the trees at the far side, and they had range finded him, and so they knew how far away they were, and so you could you'd get a better idea of than just looking under normal lights in a store. So yeah, when I see one of these, I'm gonna ask to look through it, but I don't expect to see one for a couple months for sure. So okay, now that I'm back, I guess we can get out of here since we have no feedback, and so that leaves us with Tony and his diversity shoot that I guess if you're listening live is Thursday.
Yep, it's Thursday, Gun for Hire Range, Woodland Park, New Jersey. Going to be fun. We're selling tickets on Eventbrite. You can either go directly to Eventbrite or go to my Second is for Everyone page on Facebook, or even Simon Says Train on Facebook, or Simon Says Train on Instagram. I have the links all over. I got to create an event. Hopefully, I'll have it up first thing in the morning. And you can just go directly to my page. 40 people. That's it. That's all we're going to have this time around. Mainly because it was just so crowded last time. The room itself holds about 40 people. We had 80 people. We had people on the range. We had people in the hallway. It slowed things down and made things kind of a jumble. So I was all over the place trying to make sure people got to shoot. People got to rent their guns. People got to do a lot of things. And thank goodness for the great volunteers we have, but we're trying to do better for you guys, and we want you to have a lot of fun. We're going to have some cool giveaway gifts, as always. And I can't wait. What else we're going to do? That's that. If you want to help us out, you can donate to our GoFundMe. Again, type in, the Second is for Everyone. You can help out with our Patreon. You can also donate. Oh, those are the two things. And if you're going to be at a rally, I don't get paid for this, but BCG Wear, BCG-Wear is my t-shirt guy, and he's charging $10 shipped for rally shirts. The shirts have, of course, my logo on it, and it says gun control equals racism. And if you haven't seen my video, I explained how gun control equals racism. You can find it on Simon Says Train. The Second is for Everyone, or even my Tony Simon page. And I put it out there. So if you guys want to actually show up at a rally with a shirt that one picture says 1,000 words, or just be roundly ignored by the media because your shirt just causes too many questions, pick that up. It's $10 shipped. It's a decent shirt. The logos and everything stay on it. I was surprised because these are the shirts. Actually, I wasn't surprised because these are the same shirts that I have, the diversity shirts. So they're decent shirts. Order one if you want. It supports a guy that he's a veteran. He decided to help me out. And pretty much at cost, he's taking these out and mailing them to people all across the country. So I think that's pretty cool. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate you having me on every week talking about this. I appreciate everyone that listens and donates, like Matthew. Thanks, dude. And Jimmy, I'm glad you bought 2 tickets. Can't wait to see you Thursday.
Okay. Well, thanks again, Tony. And hopefully it'll be something cool and these people get to shoot cool guns unlike High Point.
You suck.
I only said that for you.
Well, Zane wasn't here, so Chad had to get in his zinger about a High Point.
Yeah, I think that.
I hope your gout acts up.
Oh.
No, more like arthritis.
Okay. Send questions, comments, or feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review. Check out all the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for reviews and industry coverage. Check us out on Facebook at Facebook/Firearms Insider. Follow us at Firearms Insider on Instagram. And thank you for listening to the largest pound-for-pound podcast on the network. And we are out.
Bye, Felicia.